If Heretics win this game, they win the tournament, take the trophy, and the $40,000 prize. Both teams were more than competent on Bind, Heretics with a 93% win rate, and Summon FC with a 82% win rate. However, they also had two distinct different approaches to the map. Heretics looked to rock the Brimstone and Sage combo. The idea is that with Brimstone you can place down 3 smokes all at once, which is useful on Bind since often you want to execute really fast onto site. At the same time, he has his ultimate to hit key spots that can result in free kills like lamps at A site or elbow on B site. Now for Sage, they will place her in showers on defense and wall off the orb at the start of every single round, looking to farm those ult orbs to get Sage ult up as much as possible. Summon FC instead go with the new meta pick of Viper on Bind with an Omen, which is unique as usually teams that take Viper on Bind don't usually take a second controller. In terms of Viper setup on attack, Summon always plays the standard wall down at the start of the round. This will cut off the sight lines defenders will have on the left hand side of the site. If they actually want to commit to A, then they will use this Poison Cloud lineup where you jump up on this basket, move into the leftmost corner, aim at the corner of this building and then the wire above it. The nice thing about this Poison Cloud is it will block the sightline from A heaven, while also being easy to pick up to reposition on top of the bomb for the post plant, or simply just plant inside it. In terms of Viper on defense, it's all about this one-way lineup on short A. Walk into this wood line on the wall, then aim at this top left brick on this wall by the teleporter and then left click. This will give you a one-way smoke to spot enemies from this spot into short A. However, you typically just fall back into this cubby spot and play from here. If anyone tries to push through your smoke, you have a one-way smoke to spray them down without them seeing you. At the same time, if the enemy just tries to rush through, you can throw down snake bites to help stop them. So jumping into round 1, we saw Summon FC on attack with fantastic high-level rotations using the teleporters. First, they send 3B long. Notice how they have 2 players watching the flank. Both Viper and Omen are watching the short A and Showers pushes respectively. This is so important to do if you plan on doing a fake attack to bait rotations. If they were all 5 stacked on B, then if a defender pushes out of A site, suddenly when they do rotate, they can get killed from unexpected angles. So they first begin making noise B long, then have 2 take the B long teleporter. The defenders can hear the teleport and so will now be thinking an A hit is possible. The attackers then begin to use abilities, in this case Sova's Owl Drone, to sell that they're hitting A site. And notice how again, when they rotated A, how they left Cypher watching for any pushes from B site. This is what allows them to begin creeping back to B site without the risk of being spotted or caught out by an enemy. The next part is what's most important. They kept 2 on short A to use abilities to sell the A hit. Omen throws a smoke on the truck in sight. Then he throws a smoke on A heaven. Sova shoots his recon bolt into the site, and then Omen even uses his paranoia. This convinces the defenders that Summon FC are going to execute onto A, with 4 defenders now holding site, but it was a fake and the B long players begin to flood into B. As this happens, Sova on short A takes the teleporter to flank Hookah as the B long players are moving into sight. Suddenly, the defending Cypher has to worry about possible gunfights on both sides of him. Sova ends up getting the kill on Cypher, and this allows Summon FC to get the spike down on B site for free. Speaking of B site, we saw Pora of Heretics show a great anti-strat. You see, Summon FC were using this common tactic of smoking the top of container with Omen, and then teleporting into the smoke from Hookah to great success. So Pora adjusted to this by placing his utility inside of Hookah, and then simply standing inside the smoke itself. This not only let him kill Omen as he teleported, but also let him kill another attacker that got revealed by one of his tripwires. Something else that's important to highlight is that a huge strength of the Viper pick is her ability to win post-plant scenarios on attack. Just check this out. Summon FC got the plant down on A site, and now the defenders are looking to retake. However, as you can see in the corner of Sova's vision, the Poison Cloud Snake Bite combo prevents the defenders from being able to defuse, even getting a kill on the enemy Brimstone. Now Sova is in a 1v3, and even after he gets a kill on Cypher, what does he see when he turns around? That's right, a second Snake Bite has landed, and he has no chance of defusing. The setup Viper used in this game was to place the Poison Cloud on top of the bomb, and then retreat to this corner in short A. Once here, he aims at this spot on the leaf to land his Snake Bites to cover the spike. It's important to note that once he shoots his last Snake Bite, he will immediately rotate to Showers, where he'll have this angle on any diffusers. Despite all of this, this was not enough for Summon FC to get past Team Heretics' defense, with us seeing a ton of rounds where individual players stepped up to clutch it for Heretics, such as this case of Nukai on the Operator with Raze. He gets the opening pick off Cypher's Tripwire. Then, he's able to spot out an attacker trapped outside of Showers, which he punishes with a grenade. He then starts raining down the one-shot cannon from heaven, taking the rest of Summon FC down. This all resulted in Heretics heading into the attacker side up 8-4. Heretics were able to pick up a few rounds on attack, but then started to hit an absolute brick wall on B site. Look at how insanely well Jack plays this as Cypher. He's hiding behind this box in B's sight when an owl drone moves overhead and spots him. I'm pretty sure 99% of players would now die in this position. Instead, he activates his first cage to move to safety inside the container. Then, as he hears the enemy stage push through the cage, he activates the left one to sneak into that. What's key though is that he doesn't wait for the cage to just drop and expire, as he'd be a sitting duck. He pushes through the cage to get an unexpected pick on Brimstone, then moves back into his cage for cover as he reloads, falling back into this cubby to look for the pick on Sage that pushed into sight. All of this stalls the push to buy time for his teammates to rotate. He finally gets a pick on the Raze and Hookah, and we see how pivotal he was in holding the defense of B's sight. Next round, Heretics look for that B hit again. Just like before, Jack activates his cages and plays safe in container. What's different this time though, is that Heretics decide to bull rush the site, and here we see a fantastic wallbang lineup by Jack inside the container. This lineup will hit anyone trying to push into sight as well as towards elbow. He headshots Brimstone through the wall, and shortly after, even gets a kill on the Sage from the same wallbang spot inside of the container. This B-site hold by Jack was key in getting Summon FC back in it, and so we're now on round 23. The game is tied 11-11, and this is the most important round of the game, as Heretics have 4 spot looking for the win. They end up deciding to hit B once again, and we see Jack playing the setup of a cage on each side of the container. The enemy Cypher actually jumps through his cage and somehow is able to win the ensuing gunfight. And with Jack finally falling on B site, Heretics are able to get that spike down, get into their post-plant crossfires, and with B site being one of the hardest sites to retake, they end up taking the round. This leads into round 24. If Heretics win this round, they win the entire tournament. If Summon FC win the round, then it will go into sudden death. Heretics lead with a push towards B site, sending 4B long, while their Cypher lurks and watches for any pushes from the defense at A. Jack switched up his setup though, choosing for a more aggressive cage on B long, and as Raze walks through it, it triggers the cage noise and Jack lands a sick headshot at the sound location. However, as usual, Lowell has ultimate on Sage, so Heretics look to play for the res on Raze. At this point, they take the teleporter as 3, and we can see how important it was to keep Cypher on the flank watching for any defensive pushes to keep this rotation safe. Despite there being only 45 seconds left, look at how Summon FC are hesitant to over-rotate to A site with Viper and Omen moving back to B. This is due to all of the rotations and fake attacks Heretics have been using throughout the tournament. It's here we see the benefit of the Brimstone pick by Heretics. He ults lamps to prevent any defenders from being inside there, then drops smokes instantly to cut off all the sightlines from A heaven and site. This is what allows them to get control of short A and push in safely for the plant. They are even able to get a kill on Mo, who decided to move back into lamps after the Brimstone ult expired. Heretics are now 5v4 in a post-plant scenario, and I just want to highlight how key it is to have Showers control as attackers after you plant the spike on A. Look at Doma in this position. If they didn't have to worry about any Showers player, then Summon FC could just group up and look to swing towards short A from sight while also swinging into lamps. But because Heretics have shower control, it slows down the push. They're constantly having to check this left side at Showers for enemies, unable to push forward towards the spike. We can see on the minimap shortly after, as the defenders start pushing in, Doma starts trying to move forward but is forced to check Showers and loses the gunfight. Now what do we see? Jack is in the same spot. He wants to push forward to help his team, but he has to first clear out these Showers angles. He's able to get the kill on Raze, but then if you check the minimap, you can see the attacking Cypher in Showers swings and gets the trade kill. Now, as you see, Omen swings out and loses this fight to Sova, but what you have to realize is that Sova is able to watch this angle because of the Showers player. Otherwise, he'd be getting swarmed from 2 different angles at the same time. And as we jump to the last remaining player of Summon FC, we can see how Viper still can't push forward, having to clear that Showers player, who then is able to pick him off and win the round, the match, and the entire tournament. So if you find yourself losing the post plant on A site as attack on bind, just think of what Heretics did to win the tournament. Play for shower control. This tournament was truly insane and definitely lived up to the hype. Never would I have expected for the finals to be Heretics against Summon FC, instead expecting at least one major European org like G2, FunPlus Phoenix, or Liquid to make it to the finals. Given the absolute gauntlet Team Heretics had to go through in order to take this victory, I think it's fair to say they are the new Rank 1 team in Europe, dethroning G2 Esports. They showed versatility, depth in strategy, and the ability to handle pressure and come back from losses. I guarantee a lot of the top teams will learn from this and be forced to step up their game, so I could not be more excited for the future of Valorant esports. Leave a comment below on whether or not you think Heretics will continue to show this dominance in the next Valorant tournament. And a special thank you from all of us here at Skullcapped for watching until the end, and we'll catch you in the next one.